Hello friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer, and tonight I'm playing Zpocalypse by Greenbrier Games. And as you might guess from the title, it's a game about a zombie apocalypse. There was a kind of a pandemic and zombies were running around everywhere, and then the government had the great idea to nuke all the big cities to slow down this terrible disease. And you as a player are with some other players inside of a bunker. You managed to survive the nuclear attacks, and now because you're out of food and you are starting to simply getting crazy, you try to leave the bunker and see what awaits you out there. Now, before I set up the game, I just want you to notice this wonderful cover art here. It's absolutely amazing. You can see here in the background the ruins of the city, the zombies here, up here the survivor, and these really ugly looking zombies down here and there with the skin falling down, or what, I don't know what that is, but it looks really ugly. So just wonderful cover art. I think it's one of my favorite covers out there actually. In addition, I want to say that this is a review copy, but still I hope that won't, the fact that I didn't pay for it won't change my judgment about this game. So I think I can handle this game in a way that I handle all the other games that I played. I just do the playthrough and then say a few words about that. Okay, so let's set up the game now. Okay, so the setup is now nearly complete. We have here the bunker. This is a tile stack. Over here we have the food cards, the something is happening cards, scavenge cards, the items, and also here you should notice that the back side of the cards, this looks absolutely amazing. I mean, this is exactly what I expect from an apocalyptic game. Just fantastic. The armory, survivors. Here we have a victory point tracker. We start down here with our 2 meeples at 0. These are search tokens. This is our scenario card. And then we have 2 squad boards. So I play this game solitaire, but I will play kind of a 2-player game because I think it gives you more tactical options if you play with 2 squads. And we start here at the supermarket. And right here is the bunker entrance. So you enter from here, you go down there, and well, I guess you can also go from here onto this space, and from here to the bunker it's actually only 1 movement point. And there are 4 of these starting locations: supermarket, a hotel lobby, and 2 others. You choose one at the start, And you can arrange them any way you want. I mean, there are these 4 tiles, and you can, you can make it different or somehow randomly arrange the starting, the base. It's called the base. Okay, and then we got that scenario. Let's see what we got here. It's called Families First. A radio signal states that the National Guard is 2 days away from evacuating your sector. If any player loses the first survivor, the game is over. Setup. Each player starts with 1 survivor, 1 food, 1 armor, weapons only, 1 item. So these are the symbols for these different card piles. Choose any base tile set to start the game with. Well, we've chosen here the supermarket. The objective. Each player must complete all 4 phases of the game, which equals 1 day in the Zpocalypse. Your starting survivor must make it to the end of the 2nd day. This scenario is more cooperative experience between the players. No goal cards are used. Your only goal is to survive as a family. Okay, so this scenario is probably the most interesting scenario if you want to play solitaire, because these goal cards are, well, kind of cool, but sometimes they feel a little bit competitive, and there is sometimes a pretty weird interaction between the 2 squads. So this might be the most cooperative game, and it's maybe the best game for solitaire gaming. I've changed the rules a little here. I've changed the objective. I try to survive all 4 days. It's going to be hard. Maybe it's not possible, but I try to do that. And in addition, I'll also change the starting conditions a little bit. Each player is allowed to draw 2 survivors at the beginning. He then has to choose one of them, and the other survivors go in the bunker. There are always 2 survivors in the bunker, but normally each player would just draw 1 survivor, and then we draw 2 more survivors for the bunker. But in this case, we have the option to choose one of them. I think it makes the game a little more balanced. It can be terribly hard if you have a bad survivor at the beginning. The game might be over after the first round, and in the main scenario, for example, you have 2 survivors for each squad. So the chances are a little better that at least one of them is not too bad. Here you can be really unlucky. So let's see what we got. The blue squad, they draw their first survivor. This is Aussie Arndt. And what is very interesting, in my opinion, for the beginning is the smart value. That is a 0, so that's pretty bad. Also the armor value, 1, oh, that is just kind of average, low average. And here a special ability, or not exactly a special ability, but did some kind of skill. This is a firearm skill, so that would be too bad. But let's hope we draw a better one. Yeah, she seems to be better. This is Erica. So yeah, we'll take her. Okay, let's see. Erica already has a large post-apocalyptic skill set. She spins yarn to knit, has a small farm, and knows every way there is to kill another human being. Her rural hideaway is, of course, to keep curious neighbors away while she honed her assassin skills. She hopes she can get back home to secure the perimeter soon. Erica had been in the city to take care of a senator, of all the luck. She's a drifter. Add 3 dice to your attack. Use once per day. Okay, that is her special ability. And she has life points 8, an armor value of 1, smart 2, which is pretty good. Normally you don't have more than 3. And a speed of 5, which is pretty much average. She has skills 1 firearm skill and 1 melee skill, which is pretty good actually. So this is a real good survivor, I think. And we keep her here. And then the other one goes into the bunker. Then we are allowed to draw a food card, a weapon card, and an item card. So we start with the food here. Well, that is just some usual average food. We draw an item here. That is scrap that you need to construct fortifications. And finally, an armory card. And this would be now accessory. So we discard that. We have to shuffle this back in after the setup phase. And now we draw a second one. That's another accessory. It has to be a weapon. Yeah, here we go. This is a melee weapon. A baseball bat. Classic. Your standard wooden baseball bat. It's great for knocking zombies out of the park. This thing is upgradable, but only if you reached a certain skill. And I will explain later how that works. At the beginning we are untrained. It's this down here. So roll a dice and we kill the zombie on a 5 or a 6. The Z is the 6 here. Okay. So that could be worse. And then let's see. What about this squad? We draw again our 2 survivors. So this guy is pretty good. Nick Hunter. He looks good. Second one would be, that is Frank the Tank. He sounds good, but he's pretty stupid and we need a clever survivor at the beginning. So I think he goes in the bunker. He might be useful later. But we take this guy, Nick Hunter. Okay, so let's see. Nick Hunter used to be a hard-nosed trial attorney. Fortunately, his analytical nature serves him well when he's figuring out how best to use the survivors in his team. He's pretty strong too, which helps with the lifting. So he's a lawyer. If you have an extra weapon, you may choose one survivor to steal from players or bunker. All your survivors must have a weapon. Use once per day at the start of the something's happening phase. Okay, so here we now have a problem. And there are many of these problems in this game. I think the rules are absolutely terrible. It's hard to tell how bad these rules are, in my opinion. And if you read the frequently asked questions, you get the impression that other people have that problem too. Rules are badly organized. Some things are not really explained. And this, for example, is... I don't know what that really means. If you have an extra weapon, you may choose one survivor to steal from players or bunker. I don't know. Does that mean that you can choose a survivor from another player or from the bunker if you have an extra weapon? Or is there anything else they can steal? I don't know that. But I think you can take a survivor from somewhere if you have an extra weapon. So that could be good. maybe I get a chance to take some of these survivors in my squad. Okay, so this is definitely my character. Okay, and then we draw a food card for this squad, and that's also just some ordinary food. Draw some items, again scrap, and finally an armory card, and that is a Beretta 92F. The Beretta model 92F was designed for law enforcement and was accepted for military use. And also here at the beginning, when you are untrained, there is none of these special abilities. So you just kill on a 5 or a Z. If you have 5 experience points, then this line is activated. And with 10 experience points, you can use both special abilities, dual wield and double tap, and it kills on a 4, 5 or a Z. But for now, we're just untrained. Okay, fine. Then we are allowed to draw two armory cards for the bunker. So we got here Fireman's Axe and a Samurai Sword. And to be honest, I'm not absolutely sure when to use these things. I know one thing: in the main scenario, if a squad is killed, then you can take 2 survivors from the bunker and you can give them these 2 armory cards, and you can start again with this new squad then. So that's a good idea, that the players can go on even if they are killed. They don't lose the game, and they are not eliminated from the game. In this scenario, though, I'm not so sure about it, and it doesn't really say if there are 2 cards placed in the bunker or not. I mean, here it says clearly place 2 survivors and 2 armory cards. On the other hand, if you die and your squad dies, then also your first survivor is dead. So, and then the game is over, I think. Yeah, if any player loses their first survivor, the game is over. Here we are. So actually, I'm not sure if this makes any sense here, but who cares? Let's simply try it. Okay. So then, let's start with first turn. Okay, so this is actually the first miniature here for the blue squad. And we don't have miniatures for every possible survivor in this game. I mean, there are lots of survivors here. I don't know, maybe about 25 or something like that. Not sure. Maybe even more. And we only have about, I think, 8 miniatures or so. 8 survivor miniatures. 4 female, 4 male. So let's say this is here Erica. She's got long hair, got a chainsaw. And there is still space for a second member of the squad. And then this miniature will not represent a specific survivor, but the miniature will represent the whole squad. So for now, this blue squad is here in the bunker, and here we have now Nick Hunter, the red squad, and yeah, that is him. And he's also here inside the bunker. That's where we start each day. Okay. And then the game has 4 phases, or each turn has actually 4 phases. The game has 4 days, and each day has 4 phases. So the first phase is the Scavenge phase. And the person with the least victory points is the first player for the day. So in this case we roll because they both have 0 victory points. So here we have a 4 and the red one has a 3. Okay, so we start with the blue player. And then it says draw your daily goal card. And that won't happen because no goal cards are used during this scenario. Then draw a Scavenge card to get survivors and gear. Okay, so that's what we do. We draw now one of these Scavenge cards. And it says Johnson's Sporting Goods. Before the bombing, folks swarmed this local sporting goods store. The shelves are nearly empty. However, there are some boxes in the back that still have some goodies. On your way out, you run into a fellow shopper. This person is determined to search the store before coming with you. Either choose to stay and convince the survivor to leave before it gets dark, or bail and leave without a survivor. If you stay, you gain 1 food and 1 survivor in addition to your cards based on the result of your roll below. But you have to start your combat turn on your drawn scavenger tile. Okay, so the basic idea is we have to stay out and wait for the survivor to come back. And then it's going to be night and we can't make it back into the bunker. I think I'll do it anyway because it's a pretty good idea to gain some survivors at the start of the game. If you're alone out there, if your squad is just a single person, you normally won't make it through the night. Okay, so now we simply draw another survivor card. And this is Morgan Whitney, little girl. If you approach Morgan, she'll disappear as if she never existed. It takes a good 30 minutes of sitting patiently with food to see her again. Once you finally learn her name, she starts talking your ear off. She may be tiny, but she knows how to cry on cue and when to reach for a knife. She loves her brother Charlie and will try her best to keep zombies away from them. Her special ability is Scrounger. Choose 1 card from any discard pile. Use at the end of the feed and fortify phase. Okay, her stats are 6 life points, 1 armor, 1 smart. She's pretty fast. She's got a 7. I think that's pretty much the highest you can get. But all the survivors we find during this scavenge phase, they are exhausted. That means for now they are not active. So we place them like this here, and we have to feed them first before they join our squad. And of course we gain an additional food. So let's see. And this is radioactive food. And now we have to roll your smart ability. Success on 5 or 6. And this is something which is pretty important. And that is the reason why these smart abilities are so important. Because if you search or if you do these scavenge things, you want to have successes. So now you simply can roll for each point you have. And in this case we have 2 smart points. And for each point we simply roll a die, and if we roll a 5 or 6 we are successful. Let's hope we are. Yes, we did. That is amazing. That's a very, very important point now. If we manage to be successful in these rolls at the beginning of the game, we have a good chance to make it for a while. So let's see now. We can now draw these cards. Otherwise, we would only gain these cards here, up there. But before we do this, we have to shuffle these two things back into the armory pile. Okay, so now we are allowed to draw one food. And now we come actually to a second problem. And I think the rules are not clear here. At least they are not really organized in a way that I could find an answer here when I searched for it. So the point is, normally there is a carrying limit of 4 per survivor. And this lady here, the girl, she is exhausted. So I would say she cannot help me carry things until she is an active part of my squad. That's what I think. That would mean now that I can not take any more items. So I would not be allowed to draw any of these cards. Maybe that's the rule. I decided that I will not play it like this. I think that's simply too hard. I mean, you can say, okay, I made it a little more difficult because I want to try it to make it through all 4 days instead of just 2 days, which is the official goal of this scenario. So I can make it a little easier here, and I still say that the carrying limit is 4 per survivor, but it's never below 8 per squad. So that gives you a real chance, because otherwise I could not give her, for example, a weapon. And that would be a really bad start for the next turn. If you play the main scenario, this is not so bad, because there you can start with 2 survivors, so you can carry 8 cards right from the beginning, which is okay. But in this case, yeah, 4 cards, it's not enough in my opinion. So let's see. We can now carry up to 8 cards, and still it means that we have to discard one of these cards, because we can draw 5 cards, or 6 actually. Okay, we'll see. First we draw some food. And this is radioactive food. 2 pieces of radioactive food. That's not bad. And then we can draw 3 items. Here we go. 1. That is a duct tape. We can use this as scrap or as a first aid kit, and then it will give us plus 6 life points. Okay, then let's draw this next item. That is just what I needed. That's pretty awesome. We can either take a first aid kit, scrap, ammo, or food. So that's just a great card. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So following my rule, I am now allowed to draw 1 more card. So that would be another item actually. And that's a backpack, and this is exactly what I needed, because this now gives me a carrying capacity of plus 4, but the maximum of 2 weapons. Anyway, that's pretty awesome. And I think these two weapons can be inside the backpack. I think we still can carry more weapons. I think the survivor can carry more weapons, but only... that is not so clear actually. Still, I think only 2 of these 4 items can be weapons. Yeah. Okay, so this is now really cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're allowed to draw 2 armory cards. And that is Homebrewer's Keg. Beer, the cause of and solution to all life's problems, even in the Zpocalypse. So if you are untrained, you can roll a die and kill on a 5 or a Z. And then it says liquid courage. So now this special option of this weapon is activated right from the beginning when you're untrained. Gain 1 dice on melee attacks for 1 turn from delicious, okay, stale, but who cares, beer. Use once per day. Okay. And then we can draw a second armory card. And this is accessory. Gas masks. Gas masks are a tremendous help for those forced to scavenge areas shrouded in toxic gases. Your squad can freely walk through biohazard locations without taking damage. Protects all survivors in your squad and does not take up a carry slot. Yeah, so that is pretty cool. Okay, fine. So that was now the... No, actually it wasn't the scavenge phase. It's not over yet. Now we come to the bad part. Now we have to draw a one of these tiles. Okay. And this is a single apartment. Okay, so now the cool thing about these tiles is they are double-sided, so you can flip them, and then you got here a nice beautiful car. Bad thing about this is you can only use one side, and this is really bad because if I want to use the car, well, that simply doesn't fit here. So that's pretty bad actually. If I would start at another starting base, let's say like this, I could flip this, then I can use the car, then it fits. But as long as I place the tiles like that on this side, I cannot use the car, I have to use this side. And that is pretty sad. They should have found another solution here, and I think what you can do is you can order some intersections that allow you to combine these two sides. But to be honest, seems like a not very nice way to make some extra money. Okay, anyway. So this is now the tile we've drawn. We have to use this side here, the single apartment. And now we can actually decide where to place it. If we place it as close as possible to the bunker entrance, we get an extra victory points. And victory points are important because you gain victory points, you will gain also skill. And that is absolutely vital. You need to improve your skills. So what we do now is we will actually place Yeah, let me see. Here you could search. There I could search for more weapons. And the good thing is I can actually move inside this apartment because of my gas masks without taking any damage. That's really cool. That's a pretty perfect tile. So I'm just wondering how I will use this now. Actually, I have to place it in a way that the zombies can reach the bunker. So there will be zombies placed on this tile now. And if I would place it like this, for example, then that would mean that the zombies cannot reach the bunker because here is the wall and zombies cannot cross that wall. So I have to place it actually even like this. So the zombies can move like this here to the bunker, and I probably will do this. I think that's a good idea. Place the tile like that. Yeah. Okay. So I get an extra victory points for doing so. Here we go. And then I have to place 4 zombies. You can see that here. 4 zombies on that tile. Now let's take a closer look at the zombies. We got these bright green zombies. And we got that gray zombies here. And each zombie comes actually with 2 models. We got female zombies, these kind of zombies, and male zombies, these. And the bright ones, these are always 2 zombies, while the gray ones are single zombies. And you always try to place 2 zombies together. So in this case, the zombies try always to connect, you can say. So if we now have to place 4 zombies, we have to place 2 of these bright green models here. And we can decide where to place them. And I think I will place one here. And, well, I could place them basically everywhere, except on these spaces here, with that sign here. So I'm thinking about placing another zombie, well, I'm not sure. Probably here, I guess that makes sense. Does it? Yeah, maybe it does. Okay. So, and then I can actually I have to place my squad on that tile because of this special card, the night owl, and that means you're not allowed to start in the bunker. Okay, so now this is my squad. We got 2 ladies here. Well, for now, technically she is not part of my squad, but she will be after the next phase. So I simply place them now here on this search armory tile. Okay. So that was the scavenge phase for them. Here we go. And then this squad, the red squad, has to draw its scavenge card. And that says diner. You check out a small diner despite the fact the roof is crumbling and a car is lodged in a wall. You climb inside through the gaping hole next to the ruined vehicle and into ankle-high water. Suddenly a shooter pops up from behind the counter and a bullet grazes your left ear. Damn, I almost blew your head off. Thought you might be a dead walker. you rescue one survivor. Okay, so you can draw another card here. Oh, well, that's a pretty good one, actually. Julie Hunter. Well, she might be the wife of Nick Hunter. What a coincidence. Great, they met here at the diner. That is awesome. Julie was a professor. Blunt or maybe pushy are words that do not come close to describing her approach. She loved to make the poor little cots cry. Killing the undead will do for now. With all the field testing and lack of research, someone needs to write a book about the findings, for posterity. She's a teacher. Gain 1 extra skill point to spend when you level up. Use once per day. That's a pretty great ability. Then she's got 2 melee skills. That's also cool. She's got 9 life points, which is a lot. 1 armor, which is good. 3 cleverness, which is just amazing. And she's also fast. So she's an absolutely top survivor in my opinion. Okay. And then we have to do a scavenge roll. And for now she's not active, we know that. So his smart value is 2. Again, we can roll 2 dice. And again, it would be absolutely fantastic, very important actually, to gain a success here. Because if we do, we would gain here 2 weapons. If we don't gain any weapons. And then we only have 1 weapon for our 2 survivors, which is definitely a bad thing. So we better do that success. Come on. 5 or 6, come on. Oh, no. Well, that was bad. Now we have a problem right from the start. Damn it. Yeah, that's really bad. Okay. So we failed. We are only allowed to draw 1 food. Radioactive food. 1 item. Here we go. This is ammo. Well, that is something that is good at least. That is something we can really well use here for the firearm. That could be good to have some extra ammo here. And that's it. And then we have to draw a new tile. And we have to place it somewhere on the board. And, well, interesting question now. Okay, to be honest, I will place this thing as far as possible away. Because I think we will gain enough trouble. I'm not strong. This squad is definitely a bad one. So, let's place them somewhere here. And we have to place 6 zombies there. So we place 3 of these green zombies here. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Okay. Well, okay, that wasn't so great. And for that we won't get an victory point. Okay, so we're done with the scavenge phase here too. And well, I probably have to place the cards somewhere else pretty soon. I need some more space here. Okay, and now it's the second phase of the game. It's called Feed and Fortify. So, normally we could now trade between the 2 squads. We can simply give cards in any way we want. We can trade any way we want. The problem is this squad is not in the bunker. They're somewhere here. So they cannot trade. And actually I think because of that they can also not fortify, but I have to check that. So yeah, it's exactly as I thought. I'm not allowed to fortify, but I have to feed my survivors. So now each survivor needs 1 food. And what I could do now is I will spend 1 radioactive food and 1 ordinary food to feed my 2 survivors. And now she is actually activated. And I will mark now one of these survivors that they've eaten a radioactive food. Okay, and the food is now discarded. So that's basically now the end of this phase. And now we have to arrange the board so that the stats all fit with the stats of the survivors. So first what we can do now is we can add up our 2 life points here. So we have 8 plus 6. So that means we have 14 life points. But because she ate, Morgan ate radioactive food, we lose 1 life point right at the start. So we start at 13 life points or hit points. Here we go. Then we add together our armory value. So this is 1 and another 1. So we have an armor value of 2. 1, 2. Here we are. Yep. Great. Okay. Then we have 1 firearm skill point and 1 melee skill point. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I can use this at the end of the feed and fortify phase. I can draw yeah. I can draw food, items, or weapons. I think I will draw actually another weapon. Yeah, I think I'll do this. So well, it's also always good to have some food though. Still, I think a weapon might be a better idea. Okay. So that is a melee weapon, a jackhammer. Jackhammer is a pneumatic tool that combines a hammer directly with a chisel. Well, I don't know. This thing is gas powered. If you roll a click on the blue die, you are out of gas. You can refuel by spending 1 action in the bunker. And this is, well, kind of the special ability of this item. And it's activated right from the beginning when you are untrained. You can see that here. Then gas powered counts as this as this ability. And at the beginning you simply roll 1 die and you kill on a 5 or 6. So that's another melee weapon. Okay, so and that was her special ability. So what we do now is we have 1 firearm ability and one firearm skill and 1 melee skill. So here we go, that's the firearm skill, and here this is our melee skill. Fine. And now, let's see the smarts. And here we don't add this together. Only the smartest player's value counts. In this case, she has a smart value of 2, she has a smart value of 1, so our smart value is actually 2. Movement, in this case it's the other way around. The slowest player's value, the slowest team member value counts. She has a 5, she's got a 7, so we have a movement value of 5. So this is now the squad board at the end of the feed and fortify phase. And now it's the feed and fortify phase for these guys. And there's also no way to trade with the others because they are outside of the bunker. So we have to feed our survivors. And we simply pay these two, or well, give away these 2 food. By the way, we could hire these survivors here in the bunker. It's written here, for 2 food. Well, actually, yeah, that would have been a great idea for these guys. The problem is they are not inside the bunker, so they cannot do this. But now she is activated, and it's so bad that they only have one weapon actually. Okay, anyway, so let's see, they have 8 plus 9, so they have 17 life points, and 1 and 1, so they have an armor value of 2. They have a smart value of 3 because she's really clever, and they have a speed value of 5. They can add together their skill in firearms, so that is a 1. And in melee, it's a 3, which is pretty awesome. Okay. So, guess we're done here. No, we're not, because we can now fortify. And now you can see here the different structures you can build. Sandbags, traps, walls, gates, lookouts. Here is written how many survivors have to spend their fortify action to build these structures. Then you see the scrap cost you have to pay for that. And finally it says how many victory points are earned if you build these things. So for now I think I won't pay a scrap because it makes sense in my opinion to wait to save these scraps until we have 3, and then we can build a lookout, and that can be very useful for firing some fire weapons. So let's see what we can do now. Okay, I decided to build a trap, and to do this I have to activate 2 survivors, but I don't have to pay any scrap. So this is now a barbed wire trap, and I can place that now anywhere on the board except on zombies or on these spaces with these red signs here. So I will place that actually here, and if the zombies want to enter, then here the bunker, or if they come for the bunker entrance, then 2 of these zombies will be killed due to this trap here. So that could be useful. And furthermore, it will give me 2 victory points. So it's for the blue players, for the red ones, and they have now 2, while the other has 1. Okay, that is then the end of the feed and fortify phase. So now we come to the something's happening phase. And what we do is we simply draw a something happening card. And that says rescue. You're here banging through your fortifications. 2 survivors are on your doorstep begging, please let us in, we need help. You can see the zombie horde closing in fast behind them. Pick one of the following choices. Help them. Remove any barricades on the bunker tile set. Place 2 survivors from the deck in the bunker. Wow. Let them die. Upset, one of your survivors refuses to attack. Your squad wields 1 less weapon during combat. They are still counted for defense. Place an additional 2 zombies just outside adjacent to the bunker entrance. Okay, well, this is definitely something we don't want to happen. So I have to remove the traps. There's only 1 there, so I think that's not so bad. And then we can draw 2 survivors and place them inside the bunker, which is not so useful for now, but maybe later. First we got Princess here, a dog, and David Oscar Dahl. So let's simply place them now here. Maybe we can hire them later. Okay, and now we can take a look here, and that is night 1. And now we have to draw for each player 1 tile. So we got 2 tiles here. That was the first one. And we have to place these tiles as close as possible to the bunker entrance. But we don't get any victory points for this now, because that is not our own decision, that is simply a rule. So maybe, anyway. Okay, and well, this is pretty bad, because this is now another starting set, and there's also a bunker entrance, and I think that the zombies can also reach the bunker through this entrance, but I can also leave the bunker here, so this might be interesting. And here is also a lookout up there, so if I'm standing there I could shoot at some zombies. Maybe I'll try that. So for now I have to place that thing in a way that I can build the other base tile. So that will be also 4 tiles placed in a way like that, that I can build them adjacent to that. So I could not place that like this, because then it would be impossible to find the matching tile for that and place it here. So I have to place it either like this, which might be maybe the better idea, not sure, or like that. Yeah, it's hard to say actually. I think I place it like this. Okay, and then you can see here in night 1 we have to place 6 zombies on that tile. This is really nasty. Okay, so let's see, one we can place here, another one maybe here, and the third one is placed here. And then we have a second tile for the second player, And it also has to be played as close as possible to the bunker entrance, so I think that will be up, or maybe actually here. Yeah, that's the warehouse actually. So let's see, could place it like this or like that. Or maybe it's better to place it like this. Hard to say. I'm not even sure if it matters anyway. We could place it like this, I guess. Okay. And then we have to place also 6 zombies here in the warehouse. Okay, so that was the end of the something's happening phase. And now we come to phase number 4, which would be the combat phase. But before I do this, I will load this up. Actually, situation is pretty bad, I think, from the beginning. I think we were pretty unlucky here. First of all, it's not good that we could not fortify with these people. That would have been helpful. Then we have to remove some fortifications due to that rescue card, which is also bad. And the worst part of it was probably that we were not able to find that we were not able to do this smart test here. That was really terrible. This squad is really weak with only 1 firearm. That's a real problem. So, yeah, not so sure what to do. We might go here, maybe search for some more armory. Let's see, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We cannot make it there. Damn it. Yeah, that is actually a pretty frustrating situation now. Okay, anyway, I think we have to try it, and well, this game could be over fast. If I lose this after the first combat round, I think I'll do another playthrough. But let's, I do a second playthrough right after the first one. Of course I won't cheat. I will post this thing now. Okay, so hope to see you in the combat phase. Until then, bye.